let's be honest, no one's corner cabinet looks that good.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's episode is going to be all about those base corner cabinets we have in our kitchen. What are the different types available? What are some things we can do to help make them just a little bit more functional? And finally, what do I like to use in my kitchen designs? For those of you who have been around the channel for a while, you know that our design studio focuses primarily on IKEA kitchens, but we do cover kitchen design from a wide variety of angles. And we're going to do the same with corner cabinets, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that IKEA doesn't carry. With that, we might as well dive in with our first option for a corner cabinet, and that is the L-shaped or the 90-degree corner cabinet. A 90-degree corner cabinet is exactly what it sounds like. It keeps the corner of your countertop square. This means the cabinet has a regular door front that has been split in two and joined together with a hinge, so it allows it to open up completely, giving you access to the cabinet itself. Now, the major downside to these cabinets is they are incredibly deep, and you are going to be winding up on your knees digging through to the back of them in order to get anything. Now, one way we can make these cabinets more functional, and what you'll often see in kitchen designs, is a Lazy Susan placed inside. Now, one thing I will talk about, if you are going to be placing a Lazy Susan in a 90-degree cabinet, make sure you get one that goes all the way from the base to the underside of your countertop. You do not want ones that sit on the bottom shelf and sit on a middle shelf, because that can make accessing anything at the back, especially if it were to fall off that Lazy Susan, very difficult. Now, I rarely include the 90-degree corner cabinet in any of my kitchen designs for one major reason, and it has one major drawback in my mind, and that is the opening. Even though it has a bifold door, you're still only left with about a 15 to 17 inch gap in which you can squeeze stuff in and out of in order to access anything within that cabinet. This means every time you want to dig out that Instant Pot, you're going to be fighting with the cabinet doors on either side of that corner cabinet, trying to squeeze it out that hole in order to gain access. Something I'm just not willing to put up with in my own kitchens. Now, another option you might see in 90-degree corner cabinets, and you typically find this more on the custom side of kitchen builds, is a drawer bank. These are typically a V-shaped drawer that pull directly outwards, minimizing any sort of need for digging through to the back of that cabinet. The one downside is you do wind up with wasted space on each side. However, I will always trade some wasted space for organization. So if you are going on the custom route of your kitchen design, this is definitely something to consider. Next up, we have the 45-degree angled corner base cabinet. This is the same as a 90-degree corner, but instead of having a bifold door in the front, the door is a standard style door, typically between 18 and 21 inches, and it cuts the corner at an angle. Now, these are great for adding extra storage. However, if you thought the 90-degree corner cabinet was deep, this is even deeper yet. Now, we typically don't see 45-degree angled base cabinets in kitchen design anymore for a few reasons. First of all, they tend to give a bit of a dated look. We like those square corners, those sharp edges, which gives a little bit more of a modern vibe to the kitchen overall. Second, they're just not that functional. They're incredibly deep. There is little to no organizational elements available to be installed inside them, which means they just become a wasteland for stuff you bought 10 years ago and shoved to the back and forgot about. The third and final reason we don't typically see these used in kitchen design anymore is countertops. Not so much on the stone side of things, but more when it comes to laminate or butcher block. Because it is so deep at that angled section, you are often going to wind up with multiple seams. So if you're using butcher block, you're going to have to buy standard butcher block for everywhere else, and then get an island size of butcher block that you cut multiple seams into so it's deep enough to make it all the way back into the corner. Or if you're doing laminate, again, you're going to wind up with multiple seams, but laminate only comes in about a 25.5 inch depth, which means that back corner is going to remain open and needs to be finished in another way. Now, typically what you'll see is some sort of shelf put there. However, this is just an extra pain and something you need to deal with during both the design and installation side of things when it comes to that 45-degree angled cabinet. This leads us to the next option of installing just a regular base cabinet at an angle. Now, this alleviates a couple problems. It's nowhere near as deep. You can use a standard drawer unit, so off-the-shelf systems like IKEA can be used for this scenario. It does leave some wasted space on each side, but again, as I said earlier, I'm all for wasted space if it means increased functionality and organization, but it still leaves a few drawbacks. First, it doesn't solve the countertop issue at all, and second, it does still have that sort of dated look that we often saw in older style kitchens. Next up is an option that most people don't even think of, and that's no corner cabinet at all. Now this alleviates a few problems. We don't have to go digging deep through any cabinets to find stuff that's been long hidden in the back corners. We don't have to worry about interior organization in any way. We can use standard cabinets, standard drawer banks, and it's available with all the major off-the-shelf system like IKEA's or Home Depot's or any of the major box stores. However, there is still a couple downsides. If you are in a smaller kitchen, that's a lot of wasted space to give up when it comes to storage. And I know many of my clients would rather have to dig through a cabinet for stuff they don't use every day than to give it up entirely. So it can be a bit of a controversial choice in that sense. However, if you have a large kitchen with many other storage options, it is worth considering eliminating the corner cabinet altogether. And if you're worried about weighty countertops like engineered stone, sitting on that open area, a couple of wall braces solves that no problem. So last up, and my personal favorite, with a big old asterisk, is the blind corner cabinet. And we'll get into that asterisk in a second because I am sure you are thinking, why on earth do you want an extra deep cabinet that goes all the way to the back corner that is only accessible from a door on half the cabinet? It doesn't really sound like a good solution at all. And the asterisk comes in because it has to have some sort of interior organization. If it doesn't, it's no different than the 45-degree angled corner cabinet where stuff is going to get shoved to the back and lost for ages on end until you clean out that kitchen 10 years down the line. Plus, who wants to get on their hands and knees and literally crawl to the back of a cabinet to find stuff? But the asterisk, if we include interior organization into this, it solves those problems nearly completely. So the first option is the kidney-shaped Lazy Susan. I wonder why it's Susan. Leave a comment below if you know why it's a Lazy Susan and not a Lazy Roger. Anyways, random thought. That kidney-shaped Lazy Susan will pivot out and completely pull out from the cabinet, giving complete accessibility to that shelf. Now the downside is stuff can fall off that Lazy Susan and you are going to have to dig it out of the back cabinet, but that's a trade-off I'll live with every single time. There's another option called a Le Mans style Lazy Susan, which is peanut shaped and it does much the same thing. And finally, we have something called the Magic Shelf from several different third-party retailers. And it is essentially a Lazy Susan, but it doesn't swing, it slides sideways and out, and it's square shaped. Now this is probably the best option when it comes to organizing these blind corner cabinets, because not only do you use every bit of area in there, being that it's rectangular in shape, it completely pulls out, giving complete accessibility. Now, no matter which style of interior organization you want, make sure it has edges on the edge of the Lazy Susans or the Magic Shelf, and some sort of grippy membrane on the surface of that shelf. It'll stop things from sliding off the edge and falling off into the back depths of those corners. So why do I like including blind corner cabinets in my kitchen designs? Well, a couple of reasons. First off, most of my clients aren't in million-dollar houses with massive kitchens and tons of storage options. We're typically dealing on small to modest-sized kitchens where every square foot of kitchen storage needs to be maximized. And blind corner cabinets do that really well, especially with interior organization. Now the key to this is to use the blind corner cabinet for items that you are not going to access every single day. So take an Instapot for example, or a slow cooker. Set it on your Lazy Susan, swing it into the back, and you only need to access it when you're actually going to use it. But you actually take advantage of what would be completely wasted space in the back corners or the back depths of that cabinet. So no matter which corner base cabinet you end up going with, be it a 90-degree corner, a 45-degree corner, no corner, or the blind corner cabinet, think about accessibility and functionality. Right in the early stages of your kitchen design, you want to think about what you're going to be storing in there, how you're going to use that corner, because if you wind up with just a regular cabinet with some shelves on it, you're going to be pulling your hair out every single time you open that cabinet door. On that note, thank you so much for watching. If you got anything out of this video, make sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe button down below so you don't miss any upcoming content. If you're still here and you're in the midst of a kitchen design, check out a couple more videos up there that will help you out. And if you feel stuck or are looking for a set of eyes, make sure to reach out to us. I will leave a link down in the description below. We always love working with new clients. Again, thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.